Yo, dudes, the Empire's pretty chill. Maybe you could, join it or something.
Hey everyone, Lucamus Prime here. So, it's time for another franchise ranking video. And today, guys, I'm going to be ranking another franchise by DreamWorks. And this franchise, guys, is going to be actually for a trilogy. And this trilogy, guys, I'm going to be ranking is the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. And there were 3 movies produced by DreamWorks, and I'm going to be ranking them, and as a bit of a heads up, guys, I won't be including any of the other material for this franchise, so no of, short films or TV shows or whatever, just the 3 films in this trilogy, so for those of you wondering how I'm going to rank, I'm only ranking this trilogy, so And this ranking, guys, will be from best to weakest, because, in my opinion, all 3 of these movies are good movies. In my opinion, there's not a bad one. From my point of view, none of them are bad at all. And I think, there is one which is weakest compared to the other 2, but they just get weaker and weaker for me, not worse and worse, basically. So, And also, guys, as a bit of a heads up, I'm going to be ranking them from best to weakest in my personal opinion. So, if you guys don't agree, that's absolutely fine. But please respect my opinion just like I respect yours. Okay, so let's begin the ranking, shall we? Starting with what is my all-time favourite How to Train Your Dragon movie, I'm going to definitely go out a single doubt with How to Train Your Dragon 2. Released in 2014, directed by Dean DeBlois. I give this movie a full-blown 10 out of 10. It's a really amazing movie, guys. Definitely, in my opinion, the best of his trilogy. Really amazing. Far more superior and memorable than the first movie, in my opinion. And definitely, in my opinion, better than the third movie in many aspects, which we'll get to when talking about the qualities. And I consider it overall to be my 5th favourite movie by DreamWorks in animation after Kung Fu Panda 2, Shrek 2, Flushed Away, and Megamind. This is a really amazing movie, guys. Definitely my top favourite DreamWorks movies of all time. So the good qualities is this movie, in my opinion, has very amazing voice acting by the cast. So many of them, of course, return from the first movie, and the highlights of the cast, in my opinion, is I love Jay Baruchel as Hiccup, the main character. This is easily my favourite role of Jay Baruchel, absolutely. Because the only role I've seen of him is probably his small role in the RoboCop remake, and also as himself, a fictional version of himself in This Is the End, a comedy movie. But this role is probably where he shines the best, in my opinion, because he totally embodies Hiccup, in my opinion. He's really amazing in the role. I also as well do love America Ferrera as Astrid, Hiccup's fiancée in this movie. She's a great character, probably my favourite female character in the franchise. She's a really amazing character. My definitely favourite role of America Ferrera, absolutely. And I also as well do love Gerard Butler as Stoic the Vast, who is Hiccup's father. He's a really amazing character, guys. One of my favourite fathers in animation history. He's really amazing. A great father, absolutely. And it was this movie that made me appreciate him a lot, absolutely. And we'll get to why in more good qualities. And I also as well did love Craig Ferguson as Gobber the Belch, a close friend of Stoic. He was another great character. And I also do love the other characters who are supporting, such as Snot Like Yorkson, voiced by one of my favourite comedians, Jonah Hill. He was pretty funny in his scenes. And also Christopher Mintz-Plasse as Fishlegs Ingerman. He was really funny. Christopher Mintz-Plasse is really funny, guys, but my personal favourite role of his in live action will probably have to be McLovin in Superbad. And my favourite live action role of Jonah Hill is probably Seth in that same movie, Superbad. So, And I also, as well, did also like Kristen Wiig as Ruff Nut Forston, one of the twins in this franchise, because there's 2 twins in this, and she voices one of them, which is Ruff Nut. So and she's really good in that role. One of my favourite roles of Kristen Wiig, absolutely. And and I also do love how they introduce new characters, guys. For example, introduce a sporting hero called Eric, who is voiced by Kit Harington. That's probably my favourite voice role of Kit Harington, guys, absolutely. But live action would always be Jon Snow in Game of Thrones, absolutely. But he was really amazing as Eric in this movie, really amazing in the role. And I also did love the introduction of Cate Blanchett as Valka, who is Stoic's wife and Hiccup's mother. She was really great for her voice acting in this movie, guys, and she's phenomenal actress, Cate Blanchett. And my favourite live action role of hers is probably Galadriel in the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit trilogies. But yeah, when it comes to voice acting, I think this is probably her best voice acting role, in my opinion. Really great character. And I also, as well, did love the villain of this movie, guys, called Drago Bloodfist, voiced by Djimon Hounsou. Like, Djimon Hounsou, in my opinion, is a very underrated actor, guys. Probably my favourite actor from Benin. He's my favourite Beninese actor of all time. A very underrated actor, in my opinion, guys. My favourite action role is probably Jacquard in Fast and Furious 7, but yeah, in the 7th film. But when it comes to voice acting, this is probably my favourite role is in voice acting, because he was really amazing in this role as Drago Bloodfist. Well, such a great villain, probably the best one in the franchise, in my opinion. Definitely better villain than the first movie's villain, in my opinion, as well. And yeah, another good thing as well, as I did also love the music, guys, composed by John Powell. Very powerful music, in my opinion, really amazing. And yeah, when it comes to characters as well, who, you know, don't really talk, my favourite character doesn't talk is probably Toothless for Dragon. Like, Toothless is such a great character, guys, and with vocal effects provided by Randy Thom. Like, Toothless is really great. And I love his interactions with Hiccup. It's really amazing, and yeah, really entertaining, and yeah, really fun to watch. Yeah, great interactions. And I also, as well, love the story, guys. Like, what I love, guys, about the story is, compared to the first film, which was pretty light-hearted, I like how this movie was much more darker this time and more serious. I really did like that change. It flowed so well, in my opinion. It was really good. Yeah, I really love that. And I mentioned earlier, guys, I appreciate story because of this movie, and the reason why is because of the scene where he sacrifices himself to save his son from being killed. Like, that was a very emotional scene, guys. Very sad how he died, but it made me appreciate him a lot more because he loved his son and he died to save him. So yeah, from the plasma bolt. So yeah, because Toothless was hypnotized, and yeah. But he died a hero, guys, and yeah, it made me appreciate him a lot more. That's why he's one of my favourite father characters of all time in movie history, because he saved his son at the cost of his own life. So yeah, and he's my favourite voice for Gerard Butler. Live action will also be King Leonidas in 300. So yeah, and also, guys, if I was thinking of any bad qualities about a movie, it's hard to say because it's my favourite out of a trilogy. But I mean, there is an actor, guys, who I really hate, who's in this movie as the twin brother of Rough Nut, which is T.J. Miller, who voices Tough Nuts. And yeah, T.J. Miller I do hate, guys. And I'm not going to get into details of why I hate him. So if you want to know why, go check out his Wikipedia page. It'll tell you everything you need to know. But yeah, but thankfully, guys, compared to the first movie, he was underused, which I was happy about. Because he doesn't have very much screen time, his character, which I was very happy about, because he was very annoying. Didn't really like his character because I hate T.J. Miller, so yeah. Thankfully, he's hardly in the movie. Thankfully. Which is why, guys, I give this movie a flat out 10 out of 10. Because they did the right thing by underusing his character. I was very happy about that. And thankfully, he got recast in the next movie. Which leads on to what is my second favourite, guys. So, my second favourite after How to Train Your Dragon 2, which I gave a flat out 10 out of 10 to, which is my personal favourite, is the third installment, which is How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World, or How to Train Your Dragon 3, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, now, this is once again directed by Dean DeBlois, and yeah, and I give this movie, guys, a 9 out of 10. This was once again a great movie, but in my opinion, didn't really add up to the second movie, in my opinion, so yeah, now. So the good qualities is once again, the whole cast does a very amazing job, you know, Jay Baruchel, America Ferrera, and also Craig Ferguson, Jonah Hill, Kristen Mintz-Plasse, and Kristen Wiig, and returning from the second film is Kate Blanchett and Kit Harington, and also Gerard Butler also appears as well as Stoic in flashbacks, which I really love seeing, and I like how he introduced new characters, for example, the Light Fury and a new dragon, so yeah, that was pretty nice to see. And we also as well got a new villain called Grimmel the Grizzly, who is voiced by F. Murray Abraham. Grimmel is my second favourite villain after Drago, absolutely. And very great voice acting by F. Murray Abraham, in my opinion, guys. Very powerful voice acting. He played him very well. A character who wants to erase Light Fury, Furies from existence. So, yeah, very dangerous character, yeah. He's responsible for the new extinction of the Night Furies. And yeah, I really liked his voice acting. Really great, in my opinion, guys. And once again, it had a great story as well, guys. I did love the story. The music was also great as well, composed again by John Powell. And yeah, really great. Animation was also once again superb, like the previous movies, absolutely. And yeah, Like I said before about Jared Butler returning as Stoic, I love how it included many flashbacks of Stoic. I did love that I didn't forget about him despite him dying in the second movie. So yeah. And I also love how T.J. Miller was recasted and replaced by an actor called Justin Ruppel, who played Tough Nut in this movie. So yeah, I'm so glad they did the right thing by recasting his characters, because yeah, I just can't tolerate T.J. Miller. And yeah, and also as well, I also think the movie also had a very beautiful ending as well, guys. Very beautiful ending in my opinion, which perfectly closed the franchise. So yeah, so I'm hoping they won't do like, a fourth movie, because I think this trilogy ended perfectly in my opinion. Very beautiful ending. So yeah. However, the bad quarters I will say, however, is, like I said before, guys, it may not add up to a second movie, in my opinion, but still is a great movie, nonetheless. And I also feel as well that David Tennant, who voices Ivar the Witless, who is a dragon trapper, and also Spikelout Jorgensen, Snortlout's father, I thought he was quite underused in this movie. But yeah, thankfully not as much as the first movie, but yeah, I still feel he wasn't, used that much in the movie, in my opinion, sadly. And yeah. And because in many scenes in the movie, it was actually quite hard to hear his voice used because he didn't really have very much screen time. Sadly, his character was a bit of a shame. But yeah, nonetheless, well, guys, this is still my second favorite in the trilogy, and I give it a 9 out of 10. And now we get on to the third one in this ranking, which is the weakest in my opinion, but still a good movie, which is the first film, How to Train Your Dragon, released in 2010. So yeah, like I said before, guys, this is not, in my opinion, a bad movie at all. I still think it's a great movie, nonetheless, but doesn't add up to the second or third movie, in my opinion. I think the sequels are way better, in my opinion. But yeah, so the good qualities is, once again, it still has great voice acting, by a vast majority of the cast, like Jed Baruchel as Hiccup, America Ferrera as Astrid, Jared Butler as Stoic, and Craig Ferguson as Gobber, Jonah Hill as Snortlout, and Christian Mintz-Plasse as Fish Legs, and yeah, many others as well also do very well. And Kristen Wiig also as her character Rough Nut as well. So yeah. And the story was also really good as well, guys. I did like it. It was pretty good. How it introduced us all the characters. It was really good. And yeah, and meeting Toothless as well. So yeah. And I also as well did love the animation. The animation for a time in 2010 is really good in my opinion. Really good. I did like animation for a time in 2010. Because this was like, 12 years ago, guys. So we did a very good job of animation for a time. The music by John Powell was also amazing as well. I did love the music. And yeah, this is the only one in the trilogy to be directed by not just Dean DeBlois, but also by Chris Sanders as well, guys. So yeah, DeBlois did a sequel. So yeah. Now, when it comes to the bad qualities of the movie, so the reason why I prefer the sequels over it is because I feel the villain called the Red Death, the dragon, was a bit, weak in my opinion. Doesn't add up to Drago or Grimmel in my opinion. Although he did have a nice design, I will say the design was nice, but yeah, in my opinion, he was quite a weak villain, to be honest. So yeah, like I just think Drago and Grimmel were far more memorable in my opinion, and yeah. I also as well cannot stand how T.J. Miller had, a much more bigger presence in this movie compared to its sequel, which I was disappointed about. So yeah, and he really got my nerves in the movie, guys. So yeah, I did not like what they did with how he gave him, several scenes in the movie. And yeah, thankfully in the sequel he was underused, and in the third movie he was recast, thankfully. And another example of a bad quality, I will say, with regards to underusing characters, is I personally did not like how several supporting characters like Snortlout, Fish Legs, and Snortlout's father, Spikelout, voiced by David Tennant, were underused, guys, because they didn't have very much screen time in the movie, sadly, which was disappointing. So yeah, because I thought they were great voices, in my opinion, and because David Tennant's my favourite Scottish actor of all time, guys, and yeah, unfortunately he was underused in the movie, because like with the third movie, it was hard to hear his voice on several occasions, because, he didn't really have very much presence in the movie, sadly. So yeah, and I also feel that Snortlout and Fish Eggs were quite underused compared to the sequel, sadly. So yeah, I think they do get more presence in the sequels, thankfully. For me, yeah, they work for me better in the sequels, to be honest. But yeah, but nonetheless, well, guys, this is still a good movie. Not a bad movie at all. No, absolutely not, because I think it's a very good movie. So, but because of all bad qualities, I do consider it to be the weakest of a trilogy, and I give this movie an 8 out of 10. So yeah. So guys, this is me ranking the How to Train Your Dragon movie trilogy from best to weakest. So yeah, so third place will be How to Train Your Dragon 2. Second place will be How to Train Your Dragon The Hidden World. And third place and then weakest place for me will be the first one, How to Train Your Dragon from 2010. So yeah, not including any of, the short movies or like, all the shows or whatever, that spawned from this release of the first movie. So yeah, and I also was not going to acknowledge the books, guys, because this is based on a book. So yeah, a saying by Cressida Cowell. So yeah, I do believe there's actually quite a lot of books, guys, in the book franchise. So yeah, I will not be including them because I've not read any of them. So yeah, I've only included the 3 movies in this ranking. So yeah, so my rank is 2, 3, 1 basically. So yeah. So drill, guys. Be sure to give this video a like. Also, videos on my comments. How you guys would rank How to Train Your Dragon movies. I'll tell you guys would rank them. Also, be sure to join Team Prime by pressing subscribe for more videos coming in the future. And if you'd like to be a member, you can press join these pieces or you can look at the description. And I will see you all later.